Um, but yeah, that's it. So I'm probably gonna be coughing and sputtering and sneezing,
Great.
clearing my throat, but whatever. And I watched all of the shows in my Lemsip-induced comas, so I don't have notes because I couldn't see my screen to type because I was so high. So
Well, I'll try and remind you.
yeah, cool. Oh,
Magic.
yeah.
Deep breath. We'll get through it. I thought I was going crazy this week and I had a cry at 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday. And then, how is your brain so stupid at seeing a pattern and you're like, oh, and mama period. That was it.
Oh, why are you
Was
up
it-
at 4 o'clock?
I'm off at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why I go to bed early.
She always looks so fresh. No, that wasn't shade. That was like legit. You always look so fresh.
Nah, sleep's one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. It works wonders. It really
But
does.
I also think I spent so much of my earlier life being so anemic that if I've got blood, I'm sort of like, nah, I do need sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, I get plenty of sleep. I do go to bed really early.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of They're Not Even Real Housewives, though. We're back this week. Tijani is slightly suffering with what is hopefully not the start of the next 9 months worth of illness as we edge away from summer.
Still fucking 28 degrees outside. Why do I
Not
have
stopped you,
some...
has it? It's not stopped your immune system giving up.
I've got some kind of weird flu, cold, COVID combination. It's not COVID. Not that I know because I don't have a test.
Yay.
But like,
It doesn't matter. Even if you have COVID, they're like, never mind.
I know, but I would like to know because I don't want to be
Yeah,
out
yeah.
in these streets spreading it about. Like, I have an old age pensioner as a mother. Like, I'd like to not kill her. That would be like the
I've
ideal
got my
scenario.
parents here still. They're going home tomorrow.
Oh God, they're still there.
Yeah, well, the settling in period is still happening.
Schools are shit.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even though I still had to take a half day today to go and see the other one's teacher. It's like it's like a full-time job.
It really, the amount of emails I receive,
Oh my
is
God,
ridiculous.
the admin is just insane.
I need an assistant to deal with the school.
I'm like, can you not just have like, can we not just have a calendar where you put all the dates, please?
That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And
like,
not only that, but my school, I don't know what your school does, but my school sends an email. Please see attached letter.
Yeah.
Why not just put
why
the
do you
letter
put
in the
that?
email?
Yeah, in the email. Yeah.
Why am I
Why does it
opening
have-
shit?
But like, the only time I can look at this was on the tube, so I don't have any. I know that there is something, but I cannot download it.
These people are just, I can't.
If
Yeah.
you can just not nip in at 2 o'clock, well, not fucking really. No, 2 o'clock. To nip in at 2 o'clock, I have to do a half day to get there, to get back 2 o'clock. That's taking a half day. I've taken since the 1st of September. I've now taken 2.5 days of my 20 days leave to just do school shit.
Ridiculous.
Should we start with New York?
Well, I have some words on the streets.
Tell me your words on the street. Oh, I wonder if I have any words on the street. Yeah, I think I do. Tell me yours.
Tom Sandoval,
Has been blocked by Raquel
yes,
for his birthday comments.
and then calling her thirsty because she blocked him.
I think it's hilarious, but also I can no longer speak of Scandival. I think I am done.
No, I'm not speaking on Scandival. I'm speaking on
Him.
I legit
him-
thought I was like so high on Lemsip and Sudafed that I thought I was imagining the entire scenario. I didn't think it was happening. And then like a couple of hours I woke up and I went back to check and I was like, no, this actually went down.
Yeah.
Like, is he for real?
I think. I mean, no. I mean, absolutely. He can't be that blind to himself, can he?
I
But
think he is.
maybe people are so stupid.
Okay, speaking of stupid people,
Yeah.
why is Bethany up in TJ Maxx trying to give out half-used makeup?
Oh, I've not seen this.
Okay, so again, I'm not
Sounds like a no.
just so apparently she opened and barely used some makeup from
And that's-
TJ Maxx, and then she went into TJ. Well, we call it TK Maxx. I don't know
We
why it's
do.
different.
I think it's a copyright thing. I think there was already a TK something over there.
Oh, okay.
Or there was already a TJ. There was one TJ something here. It's one of those ones.
All right, fair. And she went into the store and tried to gift it to the employees, and they all said no. And she filmed herself doing this. Okay, hold on. My laptop just beeped at me.
Oh no, that sounds gross.
Yeah.
She's a very particular set of colorings as well.
I
No, thank you.
yeah. Anyway, that's my words on the street.
The Tom Girardi case has been like quoted the Two Teas in a Pod podcast because he is saying he is like completely Erica Jane's counsel, someone saying that they're completely estranged, and like he's completely like he's in a stage of dementia that he doesn't know anyone, he doesn't know anything, and then
Okay.
he went on their podcast and was like, oh yeah, he rang me and he asked about how the like Vegas residency was going.
Oh.
So yeah, people are having to watch all the Bravo news, all of everything, see it
Oh
all.
God.
Yeah, to like, do their research.
But that's what happens with dementia, though, isn't it? Like you have lucid moments and then you don't. Isn't that the fundamentals of dementia? No?
I don't know. I don't know. Who can tell? I think it all sounds a bit dodgy. Do you think he has dementia?
I think he's old.
You could, yeah. I think he's
I don't
old.
know if he has dementia.
I think he's old and evil.
Old and evil.
Don't
That is a
you?
sinister combination, because have you seen that viral video of a senator or someone in America who's like 93 or something, and he's standing in front of, I don't know what they call it. Congress, is that what it is in America?
They have that, yeah.
And he's telling the story, and he's talking about how he was in the McDonald's drive-thru and he was taking too long to order, and the woman behind him was like beeping and like trying to like get him to hurry up or whatever, being quite aggressive with it. So he paid for her order.
Okay.
And then so she was like shouting out the window afterwards, oh my God, thank you, whatever, blah, 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 like, you're so amazing. And then at the next window, he showed the people the 2 receipts and he took both of their orders. So then she had to go back into the line of the drive-thru. And the moral of the story is like, don't fuck with old people. We've been around a long time. Fucking made my day. See, that's the stuff my husband looks at on TikTok.
Okay, great. They're having a big thing, aren't they, genuinely in America, about questioning whether you should have like lifelong engagements for like jobs. That's probably we all should, like, as in there should be a retirement age. You can't just be like, I'm a judge until I die at 107. And like I shouldn't be I don't know. I think senators are voted in regularly, but they have the other ones, don't they?
Yes,
senators, and they've got the like our equivalent of the House of Lords, is it? Shit, I used to know this.
No, I don't know anything about politics, here or abroad.
But like if you're in the House of Lords, that's just like a hereditary title, and you're just in there forever, and you get to vote on stuff forever.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like there should be a statute of limitations, right?
Yeah. I just think like none of us just get a job for life anymore, other than apparently like the most important jobs.
Yeah.
So yeah. The only thing I have sort of been generally shocked and appalled about in sort of celebrity news is the Danny Masterson trial.
Oh my Lord.
So that's obviously awful and horrible. But then
it's
the Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis of it all, isn't it? What the fuck?
I thought they were cool people.
Well, I thought they had done their statements like before he'd been sentenced, but they did it after.
No, they came out after to ask for leniency. He was sentenced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did that bullshit video being like, we support victims. And we've done that historically. And I was like,
they do a lot.
But you're not this fucking week, have you?
They are pretty big in the philanthropy side of it and all the rest of it, but oh my days.
This is a fucking misstep, man.
Like,
who is advising them?
Yeah, that's my point. Like, but not even that, but use your brain. Read the room.
Well, that's the thing. They just don't. You're just wrapped up. But it's like, what do you actually want to happen? Like, it's so weirdly short-sighted. Like, nobody wants their friend to go to prison for rape, but if they are a rapist, that is what's going to happen. Like the rape conviction rates are so fucking low.
No, why are you doing that? Arseholes.
Unbelievable. They look. And then
they look as dumb as she sounds.
God. And then I saw some brilliant like criticisms of like they've tried to choose a background that looks like normal.
Get common folk background. Yeah.
And then it's like beside their fucking infinity pool.
They're
like,
up the house that's in Architectural Digest. Yeah. Idiots.
Oh, that's hard, isn't it?
Doesn't land, does it?
No.
Anyway, let's talk about New York.
Okay, New York. But we're not in New York, we're in Anguilla.
Is it Anguilla or Anguilla?
Say it, potato.
Yeah, okay. I want to go, either way.
I want to go everywhere everyone's gone this week, please.
Yeah. I really want to go to Palm Springs.
Looks great.
It's like so up my alley, like the 50s vibe, the motel. Yes, I'm here for all of Palm Springs.
And Mexico, all fine.
Oh, I really want to go to Mexico. I'm trying to angle for Mexico for next year for my holiday. But he's not really having it. Pray for me.
How would you know? Are you talking to him?
No. Yeah, I'm not talking to him at the minute. He's a dickhead. But yeah.
So
anyway.
We start with Anguilla. The initial kickoff is them getting into the car and how it's like traveling coach, and you would know what that's like. So we start with that little jibe.
I just let it go.
But they don't let it go, do they? And they have it comes out again, and Jen doesn't help herself because she's like, "Do you really think I didn't want to like fly coach?" And they're all like, "Yeah,
yeah."
And I'm like, and I think even I think yeah, and I'm entirely Team Jenna, but I think yeah.
I think her using the anesthesia state, is like
a bit much, wasn't it?
It's like,
if anything, it just made you honest, I think.
That's the thing. It's like sometimes when you're drunk, you do say outlandish shit, but then a lot of the time is you're saying what you really feel.
There's just no filter.
Yeah, like you realise that you get like that balls that you can say whatever you want to say.
And then because Bryn is like all upset by it, and she's talking about how like it's an uneven playing field in their like friendship. And that she's
but that's not her fault if Jenna Lyons is rich and you're not. Like,
well, that's what I think. I'm like, yeah, you're upset because it's uneven, but the fact is, it is uneven.
She's worked really hard to get to where she's got to. What have you done?
And also, you've chosen to be vulnerable because you read that as what the deal is.
Yeah,
and she has a different deal.
Apparently, Bryn's really smart. She's a really smart businesswoman. Uber said on Watch What Happens Live this week that she runs any business contracts that she has through Bryn.
But you're still not going to be able to have get engaged?
Where?
I don't know. What does she do?
I don't know. Again, I mean, no one gives a fuck. No one's looking for you to post to your 7 fucking followers about Jenna Lyons shit. Like, again, I love you, Bryn. You're fantastic to look at, but bitch, you give me a headache. I just
think it's that weird thing, isn't it? Where people do this in real life, where they go to people like, open up, be vulnerable, and then Jenna is vulnerable and she cries, and they're all like, don't cry, and it's like you've just fucking begged her to cry.
Also, can we talk about it's Asperger's?
I think they just don't agree there.
But it's not. They spell it the way we spell it. Where
but they say getting aluminum?
Oh, but where are they getting Asperger's from? Like literally, there's no B in Asperger's. There's no B.
I mean, have you heard how they say duty?
Yeah, duty.
Duty.
Yeah, I know.
Like, mate, no.
I know. And we say some random outlandish shit too, but Asperger's, it grates me every single time. It really does. And Italian, like, no, you don't go to Italy, do you? So it's not an Italian, it's Italian and Italy. Like, I can't. The thing is that my pet peeves today. Yeah. Anyway,
when other people talk,
or breathe, or eat.
Oh dear. I think Sai comes across really nicely in this, though. Because I would have said she would have had real potential to be like, let's make this a me moment. But she doesn't. She's like, It's not a sob story. Like, you're just telling your story, and we're, I was like, she comes across really well.
That's because she's eating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Although
she
I
has
do
organised this, and she delivers food all the time. So what can you do?
see now, her definition of a vacation is my definition of a vacation.
Food, beach, food, water,
Some other water sport
food,
type stuff.
shopping, food, snack, and then dinner.
Yeah, that
That's
is
great.
that is the ideal vacation. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Although I did say to you in the week, didn't I, that I think her thing around food to me is hiding some kind of eating disorder.
Yeah, that did sound very true. There's definitely a food control question.
Yeah,
Isn't
like
there?
I'm not throwing that out there. I'm not trying to shame. I'm not trying to do anything like that. There's something more to that I
The
think.
toilet roll as well, I think, buys into that somehow.
Yes, because she needs to be able to like.
Yeah, be in control of the ins
Yeah,
and the outs.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And then they talk about how they don't know about like Jessel's background, and then that reads differently.
What is Jess all going on about? Who cares about her uncle sleeping on park benches in Paris? Like, why are we talking about this? At
Because
what point is that
she's
relevant?
selling this story that she has had it hard
But she hasn't.
as a
Her
classic
uncles
immigrant
did.
story, hasn't she?
So
Which is that her parents lived in Kenya. Her parents were Indian and lived in Kenya and had to leave.
yeah,
And but this has all happened by the time she's born, isn't it? She's born in London.
yes,
So she's born in London. She came to New York at 22. That's the hardship.
yeah.
And she had to. What did she have to do? What was horrible that she had to do? She had to pack things. She had to unpack boxes.
Oh yeah, what did she? I can't remember
It
what
was
she
like, it was
said.
brutal. I had to like lick envelopes or something. Like, it was like really like.
Yeah, it was
But then equally,
basic.
Sai was like, I was selling bras, and I was like, yeah. I mean, these are just jobs.
Yeah, like this is
Oh, she
normal.
wasn't getting paid. Jessa was interning, and she was unpacking boxes.
Right, there we go. But she worked her way to the top, didn't she?
But I just think, yeah, everyone starts with a shit job, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. But yeah.
I did enough shit jobs for everyone.
Yeah.
And I did shit jobs in industry that I thought were great compared to my shit jobs
outside of the industry because you were doing
like,
what you wanted to be. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one of my first jobs, I had to pair up a literal skip of all of the same shoes that had been pairs, and I had to pair them together.
Oh.
And I thought that was great because my job the week before had been selling pies at the football in Glasgow.
In Glasgow, yeah. Maybe
So
telling
I
me
was
about
like,
that. Yeah.
The shoes seemed great.
Yeah, they don't
It was
talk back.
theatre.
They're not aggressive. I'm not saying all Glaswegians are aggressive, but I'm just saying
the football's not a place to go to find the softy
not a place
ones.
to go. No.
So she, and but she seems to think that like it's unusual for people not to have started
at the bottom.
Towards the bottom, but also just like, how did you intern in New York for a year?
Who paid for that?
Where did you live?
Yeah, Mummy and Daddy paid for that.
Well, somebody paid or something happened. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. And she again says that she has no help, and everyone's just a bit like,
you had the nanny
and I mean, just
and a husband who seems
and
to
it
do
just
everything.
Doesn't read, does it?
No. I've had no help. I've been solo parent, like fucking hell. Every time I have to solo parent for more than a day, I'm like, I have a newfound respect for my mum. Like, seriously. Work full time and raise me by herself. Like, what the hell?
It's insane, isn't it?
Madness. Anyway, what was about?
Well, we're at the point where Uber interjects. When should she not have a drink, or she's not allowed to take any drink liquids on the plane? Do you have any liquids in your bag? Do you not remember this? This is funny.
No, I don't.
She's like, no, only this what? And Aaron's like,
God.
What does that mean? What is that? Were you wet in your ass? What? This is disgusting.
Is it a wet and an ass pussy, or is it just a wet pussy over an... Oh my God. But then Jessel killed it when she says she listens to ABBA. She doesn't know what a WAP is.
I think she's not 35.
She's really, the whole of Twitter is freaking out about how old Erin is. It is a thing.
I feel bad for her.
It is a thing. Like, everyone is freaking out that she can't be 35. But like we said, she's 106. But yeah, who doesn't want to whap? A whop. How do you say it?
Whop.
We would say whap, wouldn't we?
Well, phonetically we would, yeah, but it doesn't in the song, does it?
No, it's whop. I mean, who doesn't want one? No one wants a dry vagina.
No, I would have. Well, I think they do, don't they? There are all those because when that song came out, there was all those who's the crazy right wing news man.
Fox News, anything on Fox.
Yeah. Okay. OC, she's terrible.
Oh,
her husband.
Leventhal. What's his name? Kelly Dodd's husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like did a whole thing when he was like, "Oh, I think that sounds like a medical condition. I don't know why. I've never seen a wet vagina. I don't know why anybody." I was like, "This is telling for you, mate."
See, now Kelly Dodd gives me all the soggy vagina vibes. Not just wet. She gives me soggy vagina vibes. Like, ew.
But yeah, I think there's a whole lunacy part of right-wing Christians that are like, all the people who think sex should be painful and horrible for women.
Right, got it.
So then we get to the beach, and the beach house attached to that house, I would just go on holiday there.
Yeah, it's fab. That just whole house is just insane. It's insane. Like, I'm not happy about the pool though.
It's just like a posing pool, isn't it?
But when I'm spending that much money on a vacation property, I want a bigger pool that's like, I don't know.
Clear warm sea is right there.
I know, but whenever you can't be asked to walk down the stairs.
They probably carry you.
Yeah, fair.
They go down and they're having a photo shoot, and they're getting a vagina tan. I got a bit confused at this point.
So they're trying to
make sure they got no tan lines.
No, I think they're trying to warm the vagina for it to be like.
Oh yeah, this was the like chakras and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the yoni. Is it yoni?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it's not for me that.
Well, you know me. I have a Heather Dubrow style outfit on the beach, don't I?
True.
And the Jeddah Lions Heather Dubrow full whale trainer.
I did think about you in that moment though, because when you mentioned about Jenna being kind of tone deaf in what she was mentioning about how if she looked like them, and then she reiterated your point for you when she said, if I looked like Bryn or if I looked like Sai. She didn't once mention any of the other ladies. Like, she specifically focused on the two black girls, which I thought was
the paler black girls.
Yeah, fair. Not Uber. Not even Jessel. Like, Jessel's a woman of color. Like,
yeah, but we want to be tan, but we don't actually want to be not white.
Right, got it. Yeah, fair. Yeah,
a nice healthy tan, but no, you don't want to encourage any actual oppression. You want to pass. You want to pass.
Fuck, it's like talking to my mum today. I just, oh God. And then they go for dinner.
When is it at dinner when Bryn's talking about how she's husband hunting?
Yeah.
Yes. So we've gone to dinner.
And then she wants to do the embryo thing? Or is that lunch?
Yeah, so I don't know. I've got a bit confused with all the food. I think it might be lunch on the second day.
And Erin calls her a liar.
Yeah. And I don't think Erin's wrong.
No, but I don't think
you have to call her out. Like, she's just sort of she's just slightly elaborating a story for a story. It's fine.
Yeah, but I think what actually happened was she says that she wanted to do embryos and she was
Yeah.
willing to bring a sperm
And they're,
and
yeah,
bring a sperm. I think you need more than one.
just the one. I'm really sure
Just
this is a good one.
and I think they said to her, you need to call the guy.
Yeah, please don't just come in with a condom.
Like, we need to know who this guy is because it's his baby too. I think that's what actually happened.
Yeah, maybe I hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
Like I think
But I also feel like Erin's kind of like, no, she's decided she's having it in for Bryn, isn't she? Like, so I'm like, you don't have, I know that's the sort of point of the show, isn't it? But I'm like, do you have to, just let her say her thing.
I am really over Erin at this point.
She's not likable, is she?
No, she's really not. But I think that she would be in real life.
Yes, I completely agree.
But I think the person that she's trying to portray on the show, I don't like her at all. And especially if you've seen the clip of next week's episode when her and Uber go at it.
Yeah.
And then she goes all
So,
like crying and shaking and like, why be nice to people and be friendly to people, and then the moment you get the opportunity you just go straight in to like dig at them, jab at them, throw what they said to you. Like, I don't like it.
There's a bit of like, she likes to correct people as well,
Yeah,
doesn't she? It's like, it's not good enough that I'm right, it's that you have to be wrong.
you have to be wrong. Yeah, I cut people like that out of my life. I can't be dealing
It's just
with
so
that.
much effort, isn't it? You're like, okay.
Just...
I try to, because I do, I'm like, because I love to be right, but you just get to a point where you're like, nah, fine, okay, great, good, well done, you've won with
yeah,
that.
yeah, like live
Enjoy
your life.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's it though, isn't it?
yeah, not much really happened, to be
I
fair.
mean, it looked lovely.
I really want to go. I want to go somewhere with
They
a
kept
beach.
saying, oh, the sand is so soft.
I
Was like,
know, that's what I kept
oh.
thinking. But then I don't really like soft sand because I like
Uh,
having the harsh sand because it gives me a pedicure.
oh yeah, true. 2 for 1.
Your
But
feet
we
never
talked about
feel
this
so
though,
cold.
I hate the feeling of being too dry.
Mm,
So once I leave the beach, I have to be fully cleansed of the beach.
right.
So
Yeah, no, I like having soft sanded feet.
yeah, having a sanded foot is nice. Mine are quite abrasive at the moment, my feet, I'd say.
I found the best foot cream. Oh my
Oh,
days.
have you tried those? Right, this is disgusting. I use those, like they're like a sock, like a plastic
Yeah.
sock, and you tape it around. It's got the peach protein in, and it like
And it does all
burns
the
all your
stuff.
skin off, but it takes like 5 days.
And then it just keeps coming off.
Love it.
Oh,
Brilliant.
I can't. It's not for me, that. It's the
That's what I have
texture.
to
I
do.
can't.
Have to.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's gnarly, my feet.
No.
It's the end of
No,
summer.
no.
They've been like, you know,
They've been battered by like different
yeah,
shoes, right? Yeah.
been Birkenstocked. I had to wear Steelies for like 8 hours on Wednesday.
Oh, God.
Oh, it was horrible.
Your feet were ripe.
Take them off, then you're like, oh, I'm floating on a cloud.
You could fly and shit.
Bend your feet, it just feels like beautiful.
What's next? Part 2 Atlanta reunion.
Which is the conclusion.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
No, neither did I. I just fully assumed. I mean, I didn't think we didn't cover anything, but I'd fully assumed there'd be 3 parts.
Yeah, so did I. But nothing happened. But like we keep saying,
Nothing happened in the entire
season,
series. Yeah,
did
so you're
it?
entirely right.
So there's not much to really say. Fucking Courtney and her stupid face. I shouldn't say that because apparently she had a car accident.
But the noises that come out of her face are stupid too.
I didn't say anything about your kids. You single-handedly destroyed your own kids.
Upset.
Said this, and you're so upset. Boo hoo 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 hoo. And Andy's like, but you did though.
You did say that, and why are you so fucking incentivized to be in this, you thirsty bitch?
It's just, I love Drew. She's like, but you met him yesterday.
He doesn't know this woman.
I
thought Kenya did some great claps back at Courtney.
Oh, 100%. But that's the thing
Ralph.
about Kenya. She can say whatever she wants to say to you,
Yeah.
but
Oh
she's
yeah.
always going to have your back.
Yeah.
Always.
I think the thing is, when you agree with Kenya, there's no one better, is there?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I had some people come at me on Twitter telling me that only Drew fans and Kenya believe that Ralph did anything wrong to Drew. Like, only like Drew's victim mentality is all fake. I'm just like, I'm sorry, what now?
No, he's a real prick. You're wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think they're both acting.
Yeah, 100%. Her storming off, getting up, doing all the rest of it, being able to stand up and sing it. Okay, can we also talk about how probably not you because you're still with the guy you dated in high school, but every person who ever went through a breakup with their high school boyfriend would have wanted that moment to sing like the heartbreak ballad to their face, because they were at home playing it on repeat, listening to it, singing away, pretending like they were talking to him to his face, and all the like. That was a moment for every teenage girl. I'm not gonna lie.
But did we not then see the reality of how unbelievably awkward that is?
Andy's face was priceless.
I don't think I like being on the sofa.
Yeah.
Right, so let's start at the beginning. Courtney's there, and she says that Drew was projecting about an affair. And Kenya's just like, no, Courtney, you're wrong.
How can you project it? What?
Like, she's saying, like, she's being like, oh, like, she's all thinking that she's talking about how Ralph's like unreliable and he's not about and he's visiting other women because she's like trying to, because she knows that she's like having an affair. And it just sounds like bullshit. And then she's like, I remember this. And then Kenya's like, what? And then she gets asked like, when did you find out about this? What are these? I can't remember the dates. I'm like, oh, you can remember every other fucking thing though.
All the details you can remember apart from that.
Yeah. Andy was doing some sort of not neutral truthing, I think. Because I think Candy can't bear the fact that Drew is lying about being in a relationship with Ty.
Candy is an injustice queen, isn't she? It's the injustice of it all. Like, she's like, come on now. Like, you can't play the victim when you've been doing stuff yourself.
Yeah, I think, you know, that thing of like, we've talked about before, like when you are the age that you become famous and you stay there.
Yeah.
And Candy became famous at like 15. And like 15-year-olds have like very extreme views of right and wrong, don't they? Like there's and I think that's, she's like, you're being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Even though you're right, you are being like you're lying, and I cannot get over it.
Yeah.
And then Sheree's like, oh well, I got these messages dropped off. Also, I just because you've got a printout of a text message doesn't mean it was real.
What was it? Drew said Ralph has taken on the IRS single-handedly. What does that mean?
That hasn't he? Does it mean that he's been sued and won or something like that?
No one takes on the IRS. It's the equivalent of us trying to take on HMRC. That ain't gonna work. Name me one person who's fought HMRC and won. No one.
Maybe it was one of those things like you owe us money, and then he said he was bankrupt, so he didn't have to pay them.
Oh, maybe
it's not a great win, but he is a bullshitter. Like that is his job, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Andy's like, these are really incriminating if they're real, and it's like, exactly, if they're real, anybody can. I reckon I could mock up a printout of text messages.
Oh, 100%.
I barely know how to put a laptop on.
I used to do that for a job, like not to try and con people, but like when I'd show clients like user flows or like how things could look, I would create stuff, and I used to use like PowerPoint. Like it wasn't even that difficult.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't think this is hardly a deep fake, is it?
No. But then the rest of them said they weren't even that incriminating when the rest of them were looking at them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we were looking at.
Well, because we never get to see, do we?
I know, so annoying.
So then we see Courtney talking in the backstage, and what is Drew's sister called?
Alison.
Alison's like, "Don't shut the door on me, bitch." I was like, "Oh, I wouldn't fuck with Alison, mate."
Alison is a real one. I like Alison. Me and
Yeah,
Alison could
yeah.
be friends. I like her a lot.
I would not like to not be friends with her.
No.
That seems like an error of judgment. I think being friends with her would also be a little bit scary.
I think when she says, "I'm from Chicago, bitch," that
Yeah.
means something.
You're like, fair enough. I'll
When
just stand
Drew
a bit
says
further
it,
away. No, it
yeah,
doesn't mean anything.
doesn't mean anything.
It only means something for Drew if Alison stood behind her.
Yeah. That's it exactly. That is it exactly. Oh, love it.
Yeah, I do feel like a bit of me hopes that she like came up like in the car park and was like and got her. Just like one little shot in.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be upset if someone like attacked Courtney. No, I mean, I don't condone violence, but sometimes a bitch needs a slap. Just
And then we talk about Candy's success and the peach fuzz and how everyone's using them, and it's a big
orgasms
success.
everywhere.
Like 100,000 orgasms, what reported back on, who knows?
I mean,
Estimated,
yeah,
guessed.
do you like text people?
Does it have
Do you
a
leave
feedback loop? What does
review?
it
Yeah.
do?
Like, I don't
I know everything's listening to us, isn't it? So probably.
Every time like someone, orgasms, it's like a like a like
counter.
ticker. Yeah, count. That's the word I was looking for.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, it goes off in one's office.
It's like Peloton, like you can see who's top of the class.
Oh, Peloton.
Oh, Sanya in Atlanta came first.
Of course she did. Sanya always comes first. I can't even remember what happened in this reunion.
Well, there's a nice little quip at that point when Marlo's saying how they somehow start talking about like star signs and shit, and Marlo's like, the best sex I've ever had is with a Gemini.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, shh, don't tell everyone. As a Gemini, I fully condone this. I think this is very accurate.
Oh, right. Okay. Good for you, Gemini. I really want to know who's going to take his gold star status away from him. Someone's going to at some point. Because he wants to. He wants to sleep with a woman. Because he wants to know what it's like. But I'm like curious who he would pick. Like, what would his choice of female be?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it would be a black woman.
I think it's going to be someone in their 50s.
Do you think? But then look at Cynthia Bailey and Kenya and all them people.
Yeah,
they're in
I
their
think
50s.
it's like 40s or 50s, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a young person, no.
No. Interesting. We should have a poll.
Yes.
Or we could compile a list of suggestions for him.
Yeah, let's put a list of suggestions together.
We could be like the new, like The Bachelor. Be a whole new show.
Oh my God, yeah. I don't know if that's appropriate, but I'm here for it.
Oh, there are worse shows.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Someone sent me a still, I haven't been able to find where it really is, a still of an advert for MILF Manor.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. I haven't seen it, but that's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Where people and their mums go into like a dating show, but like everyone else is, you're trying to fuck someone's mum, but all the other people are there.
I can't. That makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird one. People are odd.
So odd.
We move on to Sanya. And Andy like applauds her for being so honest about her miscarriage and like picking up filming and like being so open.
Yeah.
And then we quite quickly turn around to like her family and how like the question from outside is like, you treat them so badly. Like, why are you such a dick?
But she doesn't think that she is.
No.
She's like, that's just how families are. I'm like,
and she's like, well, I'm the meal ticket. Like I employ everyone.
Fair.
Well, there's a point, there's a tipping point of those things, isn't there?
No, but at the same time, like you wouldn't treat an employee that way, would you? Like
No.
if they weren't family, so you've got to have some kind of respect, yeah.
And then Kenya says she's going to adopt.
Yes, that makes me feel a bit better about the whole situation.
Yeah.
But also not, because you're still in your 50s.
Yeah.
Like if she's going for older.
Yeah, she was adopting a 16-year-old.
Yes. Way more comfortable.
I think I'm fine with her adopting a 3-year-old. I think that's good.
At the end of the day, these children need to find a decent home. So
yeah, and I think it's
they're
the
not going to
least
have a better
emotionally
life than they do if
fraught
they were
way
Kenyan.
of. Yeah, I think the surrogacy, obviously the physically carrying her, I think is a very dangerous idea.
Yeah,
but I think the surrogacy is not suited to her personality.
Could you imagine how badly she would treat that surrogate?
No, I can't, and I don't want to.
No, it doesn't seem right, does it?
No, she's such a lunatic.
Such a lunatic.
Like brilliant, but a lunatic.
I wouldn't want to
work for her.
No, not one part of me.
No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
And then like her and Sanya have a bit of a like we were gonna be so good, and we were gonna be pregnant together, and then you didn't ring me, and then we're not really. You want to be friends, but we're not really friends. And you did the My Mummy Nation event, but then you didn't I don't know, said that you wanted praise for doing it. I was like, this is all a bit petty.
I think Sanya was reaching for something there.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was trying to achieve, but I think she was trying to get something out of it. I don't know what it was. And it's like,
I think she feels like Kenya's only friends with her on the show. And I'm like,
well, that's fine.
That's the show. Yeah, fine.
You're friends with Marlo.
Yeah.
Let's let's be real. Okay. Let's break this down, Sanya. If you're trying to have a relationship with this woman outside of the show, you can't be friends with her arch nemesis.
No. So
I mean, that's just not how it works.
It's not.
So, no.
How do you feel about Candy saying that her YouTube channel is just her like giving back shade?
I think Candy started it. I do.
I think this is where the Candy Jenna Lyons comparison comes in, isn't it? Because it's like she's like, the rumors are that everyone's scared of me, and this is like Marlo's thing that like I can do whatever I want, and everyone has to do what I say, and you can't talk back to me. And then and Sanya sort of tries to say that to her, and she just like shuts her down, and it works. And it's like, but that is the truth, because you are a big deal.
Yeah. I think Candy looks at everything as a business opportunity, and I don't think she really necessarily understands the implications of the stuff that she does, because she surrounds herself with industry people or people on the come up or people trying to make money, and I think they all understand what she's doing. But then also she doesn't do it to them. Like, she's not sitting there spoofing Don Juan. She's not sitting there spoofing the people that work at OLG, because they had a show, so she could be spoofing them same way, but she doesn't. And I think she does it because it's an easy target. And I think if she'd have just picked up the phone and said, yo, I'm going to do a YouTube channel for this, I'm going to have spoofs, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do whatever. How about I give you a little kickback from the videos, or I can promote your brand, or I can do something. These women wouldn't have had an issue with any of it.
But I think she just thinks she's good at business because it's so obvious to her.
Yeah. But
it's not obvious to them. And she's like, it's like saying, I'm going to come to work and I'm going to walk one foot in front of the other to her. She's like, of course I'm doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's fair game, personally.
Yeah, I think so. And Marlo,
but she does start it.
Then Marlo says that Candy is jealous of Marlo.
Yeah, I don't really understand why.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what that's about. But then I don't understand why Sheree and Marlo both seem to think that Candy's pressed by them, but she's not.
No, and I think they're just trying to get her fired because it's more, they think it's a bigger slice of the pie for her. for them.
What, because they're going to take some of her salary? Don't be silly.
It's just more screen for them. I don't know.
The delusion of Marlo and Sheree, though, is real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They fully believe their hype.
When it's like the break and they're in the dressing room and they're like, oh, the Kathy's so upset. And it's just like, but the thing is, she said it there.
Yeah.
The moment she left that couch, she's forgotten about it.
Yeah, no, she's busy.
She's got an EGOT to get, bitch. What are you doing?
Exactly. Yeah, she's redoing The Wiz.
I mean, do you need to read it? The Wiz is a class. Why are you trying? Who is going to be in it? Because it's not going to be like the legends that were in it before.
Who knows? I think it's happened. I think we could find out.
Yeah, probably.
But she's doing it on stage, isn't she?
Oh, is it on stage? Oh, I thought it was a movie.
Is it not on stage? I don't know. I've said that and then I thought, I don't know that that's true. I think she's doing it on stage.
Right.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, Ralph comes out.
Oh,
Drew gives him a peach. She's got all her fucking props. He says, and I wrote this down, that he has come on to give the correct representation of who their father is. That's why he's come on. He's come on so that the children have the correct representation of who their father is, even though they haven't told the kids that they're getting divorced.
And
what are you gonna? Is this how you tell them? This show, this reunion?
But so they haven't seen who you are in the past 3 years on the show.
They just don't know that they're getting divorced. Because I think, to be fair, they've always been unhappy in their marriage. That is the status quo. And he does all this like bullshit. It's just he can't help himself with the bullshit and the thinking he's smart. Like when Andy's like, "Did you cheat on her?" And he's like, "Well, if I had, it would have come out." And he's like, "That's not the question I asked, is it, dickhead?"
No, and also who is bragging that they fucked Ralph? No one. Apart from Drew, who's bragging about that?
And he's like, I've come on here because I want to be mature and talk. I'm like, that's just not fucking true. Like, there's no possible way that you're not being antagonistic here.
And also,
like, you live in the same house. You want to talk to her. You didn't want to go to therapy. You don't want to be mature and talk. And then he's like, I failed first. And Andy's like, gives a shit.
Yeah. Like, why is it so important?
He's like, this is a failure. You shouldn't be great. You shouldn't be like, I'm winning at this failure. Not that I think people who, get divorced from failure, like, stuff happens. But, like, he's being a prick about it.
No, but in this instance, he's a failure.
Yeah.
Like, he's the definition of a failure, of a loser, of all of the negative connotations that you could ever throw at a human being. Ralph is that definition.
And then Drew has her, like, phone with messages from some woman on. Excuse me. And his face, he is, like, so furious.
Enraged.
He's, like, seething. And they're just both sitting there, like, yeah, trying to act their asses off. And it's just ridiculous. And then we get into the this is the bit I find really horrible, because she's like, why did you just say that you were getting blowjobs all around the world? And he's like, it's silly. And I'm like, you're minimizing her and dismissing her with this word. You're like just trivializing what she's saying.
And I think that's what the whole point of the issue has been in their marriage the entire time, isn't it? It's like he does these things just to, like,
belittle her and make himself
just that
seem
little
cleverer.
nigger like of.
And why would you want to do that to your partner? How does that?
The mother of your children, like, fuck your partner.
Yeah.
But the person that you chose to bring life into the world with.
And you would just want to diminish her. And
that's how you want to treat her. And because that's the example you want to set to your daughter, because that's how a man is supposed to treat your child.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so I'm clear.
And he doesn't he doesn't answer about the adoption. He doesn't say anything against Courtney. So it's like, you're literally in real time doing the things that you're telling us you're not doing.
Yeah.
And then she goes off and she says she's not going to talk about the PI. And then we have the Ralph Kenya run in.
I love Kenya so much. But
Yeah.
this whole back and forth between her and Ralph was fantastic.
Yeah, and he's like, I always support her. She's like, no, you don't.
No.
And then he comes in with the like, I mean, it's like fucking classic misogyny, isn't he? Like, actually, let me explain to you how women feel when they're getting divorced. And she's
Yeah.
like, fuck off. I have been getting divorced since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
I am the expert in what women feel when they're getting divorced because I have been divorced since the Jurassic period. I have been getting divorced. Like, actually, fuck you.
Don't tell me how I'm supposed to feel about how I'm like, what is wrong with him?
Please don't correct me on women, Ralph, please. Because if you knew so well how women think, you wouldn't be getting divorced.
No.
And
women would be trying to claim you. No one out in these streets are trying to claim you.
then he comes at her and he's like, how long were you married? And she's like, and why is that important?
What relevance is that? Like, you could be an asshole in 5 minutes, 5 years, like, why is that irrelevant? Oh, he's so annoying, isn't he?
He's so annoying. But then but Kenya sees it, doesn't she? She's like, and now you're trying to discount my feelings.
Yeah. Exactly how you would. Yeah. Katie was brilliant.
She just says it straight back to him and he's like,
yeah. He doesn't know how to respond.
He
does
doesn't. He doesn't know how to be, because he doesn't know how to respond when someone can see what he's doing.
If he dates again, what is wrong with this woman?
Oh, loads. Absolutely. So much. Yeah. They're just going to be like a cacophony of like, the thing is, you know how like people chase ambulances in America? There's just going to be therapists just chasing women after his takes, just walking behind him, giving out their cards.
Oh.
And so then she does her song, and I was like she's selling it, and I was like, maybe she is the best actress we've ever seen.
She
Like,
does
maybe
really
this
well.
is it. Maybe
felt
she's
it, didn't
doing
you?
this, and maybe this whole marriage is just like a kind of calculated plan for her career.
But 9 years is a long time.
It is.
You're married
But
to
then,
someone.
like, you know, like Daniel Day-Lewis like lived as that like guy as from Gangs of New York for like 18 months. Like, maybe she's just really committed.
I don't know, Rosie. That's a big ask.
Yeah. I think, and then we all agree that it's potentially the most awkward thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, but also the most fantastic piece of TV I've ever witnessed. I thoroughly, and it was the fact that she was singing to him too. It's like, wouldn't you have like turned away or like
I wouldn't
tried
have
to
had the
like?
balls to be able to deliver it to
But she
him.
was like pointing in his
Yeah.
face, and she was like really into it. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And I felt like generally they kind of the women backed her.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Against
even like
Ralph.
her and Candy are like having shit, and even she was like, yeah, clap, do it, well done. That sort of.
She is really talented, Drew, though.
Yeah.
I just don't like her. Like, do you want her to come back?
No.
Same.
People love her. That's what I can't get. Like, I don't think I like her, and I definitely would not want to hang out with her in real life.
No.
But I just don't get how people love her.
No, I know. I wanted her to, I think we said this the end of last season. Like, I was really interested for her to come back with Ralph because I wanted to see the car crash of their relationship. And I know that paints me to be a terrible person, but here we are. But if she's
we're on
single,
episode what? Welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where have you been? But like, I feel it's a single, seeing her out, like trying to mingle and stuff. It's just not something I want to witness.
No, thank you. No, I don't think so.
It's not for me.
I don't know. No, I don't fancy that.
No.
Okay, who do you want back though?
Sanya, because I want to see her husband. I'd like to see Marlo back, but I think Marlo has to agree to be. I need to see more of Marlo's life.
Okay.
Because I like shady Marlo a lot.
Yeah. But I think we
don't
can
like
have
angry
fun.
and aggressive Marlo.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's who she is to try and distract from showing us her real life. And I don't like that. And Candy will always be like I won't. I don't know if I'll ever watch Atlanta again if Candy leaves. I probably will, but I like to say outlandish shit and then eat my
What if
words
Candy is
after.
a friend of?
No.
Because I think even she's very aware that she wasn't there very much.
But she still dominated it. Everyone was still talking about her.
Yep.
I'd like Kim Zolciak to come back.
Well, because there's all these teasers, isn't there, of the God knows she needs the money.
Absolutely.
But we've seen a lot of, like Atlanta in particular, there's a lot of ex-wives come back. There's a lot of people come back.
I think they're going to reboot. I think they're going to shake up the cast, and I think they're going to do some like crazy stuff. So Phaedra's obviously not going to come back because she's now Married to Medicine.
But maybe Portia? I
don't think they could afford Portia.
Yeah, I sort of think that.
What
about American Not Top Model?
Eva.
I
would love her to come back because I thoroughly enjoy Eva. I just like looking at the witch.
Yeah,
and her reads
I think
are
it happened
amazing.
at the wrong time for her. The show was at the wrong time in her life.
She wasn't able to give as much as I feel like she was.
She didn't give us America's Next Top Model either.
No, she did. That time on the bus, was it Japan?
Yeah, but that was sort of it. Whereas,
yeah,
okay,
I like Eva.
But what about Sheree?
Yeah, because I like looking at Sheree. I'm not gonna lie.
I am interested in I think we could probably have a good 3 episodes of just people coming forward to see if they're Bob's child.
I was gonna say,
I'd watch that.
I want Sheree and Bob to have their own show.
Oh God,
could you imagine?
No, I don't think we should.
Like a Freeze Company.
The real grandparents of Mecca.
Yeah. Andy, take note.
You're welcome.
Take your job. She gonna take your job.
And Cairo's just like asleep.
Yeah. Well, or not, because they haven't considered her nap schedule. But no, I'd like to see a Sheree and Bob show.
Then we can still have Candy.
Yeah, because she's friends with Bob.
Yep.
I wouldn't be upset if Kenya never came back.
Oh, okay.
But I like Brooklyn, so that's tough. I know. To be answered to your question, I don't really know who I want to come back and who I don't want to come back.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah. Because Atlanta has been the number one.
Not Courtney. I think we don't want Courtney.
Oh, 100. I would like Monietta to come back as a full-time housewife.
Monietta's fun. I like Monietta. We can have a trip to Africa, go see the orphanage. Sounds good.
I like her husband too.
Yeah. What is his name?
Keith.
Thank you. I could only think of Blaze. I was like, no, that's not right.
That's Candy's child.
Yeah. They're not the same.
Could be.
Different bracket.
Yeah.
Slight age gap.
Slight age gap. Colour difference.
Yeah. Other than that, though, identical.
Identical. Yeah.
Often confused.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they've healed. I don't think it's all hunky dory, though, is it?
No.
Okay. Shall we talk about Salt Lake?
Oh dear Lord, Salt Lake.
So Salt Lake starts, and now they've got their real taglines.
They have. And the
I'm
bathtub
on a
is reigning
mission
supreme.
to serve Lisa.
Why with the bathtub though?
In a town full of dirty lives, everyone could use a bath.
Why are we doing that?
Okay, so we start off, and again, they're pretending they're going for a walk. Why do people?
As soon as she came out of the car with the shoes, I howled. I was like, Rosie is pissed.
Why are we doing this? Why don't we just green it?
At least Lisa called her out on the outfit choice.
Yeah, she had trainers on. Yeah, she was like, I thought we were going outside.
I liked Lisa's outfit a lot. That green jacket, I want that green jacket. I can't afford it, but I want it.
And Lisa looks genuinely sort of taken aback by, I mean, many things, I think. But when Meredith's like, I wanted to meet with you, but I'm ambivalent about it. And she's like,
Ambivalent's not the right word for that, was it?
no, well, I think it is, but Lisa wasn't expecting her to say that because I think she's like, if we're gonna like I think we should try, but like I'm not gonna be distraught if we can't be friends. So I think she sort of is ambivalent. But that's quite a rude thing to say, isn't it? Like, yeah,
Well,
we
that's
can try
why
and
I
be friends, but I
thought it
don't care
wasn't
if
the
we're
right
not.
word. I didn't think it was appropriate.
Yes, I think it's not appropriate thing to say to somebody, but I think it is the word she intended.
Yeah, okay. Harsh.
Like, we have to film together, but I don't actually care if we like each other.
Oh.
I'd rather it was easier, but meh.
Right. How much money does Lisa Barlow have?
I don't know.
Because the amount of stuff that bitch owns.
I mean, she gets to the airport, she got like 9 suitcases.
Like, just the outfits and the clothes and the bags and the...
Yeah. You could really recast. You could really like, I think you're getting real crossovers of people in the cities now, aren't you? Because
Yeah.
there's the Psy Lisa, like, I like junk food, I like to eat, I have loads of things.
But like Lisa Barlow's rich. Like if you just take what she if
Well,
you took
is
what she has
she?
for face value,
Yeah.
right? So you look at the shoes, the bags, the coats, because you know I'm a coat person, so I know how
Yeah,
much
and you
all of
need
these
real
coats
coats
cost.
there because it's genuinely fucking cold, isn't it?
She's wearing like $5,000 to $10,000 worth of coats every episode.
Do you think she has it all? Do you think she rents it?
Maybe.
Either way,
Maybe
it's
I'm
still a
not
lot of
mad at
money.
that.
Then we see Heather and Whitney. So this is another location that I wanted to go to. Heather and Whitney go to the spa. They got the outside pool with the snow in the background. I was like, that looks lovely. I could go there and not waste that.
Yeah, it's not for me. That it's
Oh, it looked
gold.
nice. No, it's hot in there though.
Yeah, I can't do that. In and out cold. Like, no, it's not for me. I'll do it, but like, it's not for me.
Be fine, but it won't be my best day ever. I thought there was too much in this episode and the last episode of like, we were at high school together. I just thought, God, this is what fucking happens if you don't leave where you grew up.
Yeah. However,
You're
fully enjoyed
still
the
running
fact.
into people from high school. How awful.
I know,
And
I
I'm
couldn't
saying
do
this is
it.
someone who married someone I went to high school with.
Yeah, I could do it. However, fully enjoyed Heather having trust issues because she thought Angie had naturally curly hair and it was actually a perm. And can we talk about the pictures? I know, I'm just going to scatter
pictures.
the
The
pictures.
pictures.
No, the pictures I thought of them in high school were fantastic. But I really love the pictures of, what's that? Who are we talking about?
Angie, Heather.
Fucking hell. I swear to God, I'm so high on cold and flu medication.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah. Angie and her husband, like the Euro pop. So there's someone posted on, who was it that posted it on Twitter? I want to give you a shout out. Hold tight, hold tight.
I just think
Who was it?
Americans, like, we look at like pop culture, don't we? And we go, oh, nobody really looks like that. And then you look at Americans and you think, God, they really did look like that. Like, we were never that 80s in the 80s here. We just weren't.
We weren't. No. So Kyle the Goldfish on Twitter posted the sets of pictures of Angie K and her husband and said, like, look, them looking like they're about to sing a Euro pop hit from 2001. And I'm like, yes. And then what doesn't kill me makes me better replied, I think they were trying to give Paul Mitchell vibes. And I was like, Paul Mitchell, no, that could have gone with my Nicky Clark and my Vidal Sassoon from last week.
I mean, yeah, that guy, I mean, if he wanted to be there, you were spot on. That was what he was going for. He's a strange looking man.
He's more attractive now, I think, if he wears a hat and you don't look at his face.
Oh, see, there's too much wearing of hats. There's too many baseball caps on the men.
My husband lives in a baseball cap.
Yeah, but he's one of those people, isn't he?
He is. Like, I think he did wear a hat one day and people didn't recognize it. They didn't know who it was.
My husband can't wear a hat because he's got a big head and then there's so much hair.
Does he not wear a beanie? I feel like he'd wear a beanie.
Oh, he might wear like a woolly beanie, yeah.
Yeah.
But
He
not a
gives me
summer
beanie
hat.
vibes. No. Or toque, as they call it. In North America, it's called a toque.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's not the right word.
I don't know what a toque is, but I know what a toque is, but like I don't know where the name comes from. Like I don't know why it's called a toque.
We've lost our train. Right.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Heather is talking about how she doesn't like Angie, and Angie peaked in high school. Even though she like successfully has many, many hair studios, right?
The 10 salons and a cosmetology school.
19.
Huh?
I thought it was 19.
No, I thought it was 10.
Okay, still.
Wait, that's a lot.
10, yeah, 10 hair salons at a school.
Is it that
yeah.
big?
I think that's all the hair. If you're getting your hair done, it's by Angie.
Oh. I don't like the way that Angie seems to use what she does for other people as like ammunition.
Yeah, we lost 40% of the salon for that day for her charity. Well, yeah, you agreed to do that.
Yeah, like she did the same thing with Jen
You
Shah.
can't retrospectively like be like, oh well, I offered you this and then you weren't grateful. Like how great I hate it when people you're supposed to be grateful forever.
Yeah, it's not for me that.
No, don't offer something you're not happy to give.
This is the thing. Like I'm like, if
don't
you don't
lend money
wanna...
you want back, that's not gonna work. Like it just doesn't happen.
You never lend anyone money unless you expect never to receive, never to get it back.
Just no.
Agreed.
Then I found it very distasteful when Heather is talking about what is the motivation for the mission? Jack's mission.
Why did you find that distasteful?
Just because I thought Heather has been on her thing. It's very new to her to be exciting, to be not into Mormonism. And I think it came from a place of like personal, like I was doing this and I sort of regret it. But I also feel like you're talking about something that's very serious to a young person and it's somebody's kid. Like I just thought it's a bit below the belt.
I understand what you're saying, but we would do the exact same thing.
Yeah, but not on camera. I just think, and I just thought it came across as a bit self-involved, and also, I mean, you just just don't leave people's fucking kids alone. He's gonna figure out that it's stupid, isn't he? Or he's not.
Yeah, fair.
Like
Absolutely
most Mormons seem to just stay in there and do all that shit. And also it's another thing of like, oh, it was hard labor. You had to walk around and knock on doors. I'm like, oh God, it sounds like it's basically a prison camp, isn't it? Walking,
oh, absolutely.
knocking.
Yeah, fair. However, what was your reaction when you heard Monica tell her that she was fucking her brother-in-law for 18 months? That's why she was like, I think I may have blacked out for like a second.
I like Monica. She doesn't miss and hit the wall.
I mean, just
it's a lot.
But you know, the level of
I like that she clarified
that
it wasn't her
brother. Yeah.
Like, cool, because that just gets you into the 5th circle of hell, does it?
But I like the fact that she's taking her narrative and she's owning it.
Yeah,
like,
she's coming out
not
with it.
allowing any room for error, no room for negotiation, no room for misinterpretation, nothing. She's like, this is who I am, this is where I am, and this is it. And I think that's amazing. But however, do our kids know? Because they know now.
Yeah, they must know.
And her mum and grandma are everything.
Oh my God, they're brilliant. Her mum's voice I cannot get.
Stellar casting. Could you imagine being Colombian and Portuguese? Jesus. That's like me being Jamaican and Irish. It is a lethal combination.
And fire.
I'm here for all of it. But how are we feeling about her crying because she went into Louis Vuitton to buy a bag? And then trying to get them to bait to tell her that her bag looked nice when she was talking about
Oh yeah,
having Zannies in
Zannies
the
in
Louis.
the Louis. Yeah, it was a bit thirsty.
No one
Bless
cares, honey.
her. I felt they do care though. They just don't care down on this level. It's weird, isn't it? Because the thing is, with labels, it only works with labels, doesn't it? That's why it's so successful, because you have to get the new one, and it doesn't matter what actually looks good or what you actually like. It's just that, like, you're just saying I spent this price point.
Yeah, fair. It reminds me of when we were camping, actually, just like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I think people think that about Louis Vuitton stores all the time.
No, so we were in the barn. So they have like a barn, and like you go hang out and stuff. And there was a very obvious Essex family there. They've never been camping before. So I thought like the choice of location was interesting, because it's a very secluded campground. It's not like the normal campgrounds, right? And she was carrying her black Prada bag everywhere she went. Like wherever she was going, she had a black Prada bag. And Mike said, like, you have nice handbags. He's like, but you would never bring them camping. And I said, because mine are fucking real. She turned round.
You're going to listen to Meredith and Seth's podcast?
No, I'm really not.
He hates her.
He
He hates her monotone
but I
voice.
think he's drunk the entire time they're together.
And then pouring her a shot glass of wine.
Was that wine? I wasn't sure what that was, because I was like, it's in a wine glass, so it must be wine. But then why are you pouring a shot with an ice cube?
I think he's thinking if she can just like either like perk up or come down, like it's like she's on the wrong level.
Give her a gummy, give her an edible, get the bitch high.
But I like her elevated next. She's very aware. I like her awareness of like her brand, and I like the fact that she's wearing a fur blazer, like a faux fur blazer in her testimonial.
In her testimonial,
yeah, I was
like,
yeah, that's spot on.
The burgundy purple thing is it for me. She looked fantastic in that.
Yeah, I'm liking the testimonial looks on her.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about the ethics of dyeing a dog's hair?
No, I'm not okay with that.
No,
the dog can't have.
Not. Is that allowed?
Yeah, but the dog doesn't have a say in it.
I mean, I think dogs are colourblind, so I don't know that they know.
What happens if it gets itchy? Or
that's the question, isn't it? And also, like, does it have to sit still for like half an hour? That's not fair either.
You can't run around after, because you get dye everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, they do own 10 salons.
Fair. I don't find
but still, most people when they go to hairdressers don't like roll on the floor.
No, I don't find it more offensive than them parading their 10-year-old or 12-year-old in a bright pink Versace tracksuit.
She's quite
have money, fine,
child, isn't she?
But like,
and their bed, their bed that's like,
okay, I need that bed.
It's like 12 foot. Oh God, no, I can't.
Oh, I need that bed so badly.
No, I'm not there for that.
Just for like 2 days a month, where I just don't want to be near you, smell you, touch you. Like, just give me, like, you know, when you go on like to a nice hotel and they've got them fuck off beds, and you're like, you have sex and then you like
can fully roll away.
Yeah, and then like you have the best night's sleep ever. Yeah, that's for me. Okay. And having your kid in the bed the whole this is what happens when you only have one child.
The kid and that huge fucking poodle. I meant to look up the story of Electra.
The superhero?
No, the classical Greek myth.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just thinking about the superhero.
But I don't think it ends well.
It doesn't end well in the comic books.
I mean, it usually doesn't for women in classic Greek.
Anyway, basically, she becomes possessed by something, and then
I think she goes mad and burns the house down, doesn't she?
Yeah,
and kills everyone.
Same in the comic books, pretty
much. Yeah, would you name your kid that?
No.
So I told you there was a kid in my daughter's swimming class called Ophelia.
I have an Ophelia in my friend group, yeah.
But in a swimming class, Ophelia, who like literally is only famous for drowning.
Yeah, I know, it's not really logical, is it?
I was like, I'll be on that kid like a hawk.
No.
Right, so then we go to Monica's house, don't we?
Yeah. I would meet the mum. Fantastic.
We meet the mum, we meet the daughter.
One of the kids.
So Linda is the mum. Which side is she? She's
the Portuguese side.
He's the Portuguese
The dad's
side.
the gay Colombian.
The gay Colombian. We find out that her dad left when she was 4. He had a boyfriend and he left and she hasn't seen him since.
No. And I don't feel like the dad has been given a fair trial in this.
I think there's going to be some not sympathetic cultural stuff going on. And it sometimes
so
works,
sad.
sometimes doesn't. Yeah, but it's never happy.
I just feel like it's just the way that she said it.
Well, that's just like the tagline, isn't it? Like that's all she was just trying to like get it out there. And
yeah, but the mum's gorgeous, the grandma's gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely great. The kids.
The mum doesn't do shit by all accounts.
No,
just paints her nails. Thoroughly enjoy it.
And she says she can look after them for 2 hours. She's like, what? So if I'm dropping them off at school, I have to be here in the morning?
Yeah.
Excellent. And she's like genuinely like nervous about her. And there is a lot of kids, isn't there? She's got like 4 kids.
She's got 4 kids.
4 kids. In America, they're probably at 4 different schools. Yeah. And she cries about being out of her league and buying the Louis Vuitton bag. And the daughter, like, she's like, because the mum's sort of slightly shit, isn't she? Because she's like, well, you're doing fine for this family.
Yeah.
Which is like a nice intention, but it didn't really come off very well. But the daughter's like, you're doing great. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to them. They don't know what you're like, and you're amazing, and you should be proud of yourself. And I think you're doing. I was like, but you should be proud of yourself because you've raised that. That's the fucking win. Look at her. She's great.
Yes, Rosie. Yes, that's exactly what I thought. I thought to myself, if I can have a conversation with my teenage daughter and she's spouting fucking truth bombs like that, I've won.
You're like, as an adult, showing your vulnerability and the fears that you have in the world and how the world is not fair. And she's turning around with empathy and logic and she's eloquent. I was like, yeah. Watch that back. Give yourself a fucking clap on the back.
And she was fully clothed as well. How many teenagers you see on TV nowadays that are fully clothed?
That's another great point, yeah. Yeah, she seems great. I like that they're like actively, genuinely bilingual as opposed to, here's your Greek word of the day.
Fuck off, Angie. I
mean, Greek does sound very hard.
Her first season as a friend of, I thought she was amazing with her confessionals and her clapbacks and all the rest of it. But as a full-time housewife, she is giving me a headache. I'm not here for Angie K.
I don't like. They have these huge fucking houses, and they all like have to like hunch round a breakfast bar to eat.
And also as well, why is your fridge so small?
And why is everybody eating in turn?
I don't know.
It's salad. Just serve it and sit there. It's not like it's fucking hot. It's freezing.
I don't know. Why
go and find a table and sit down
outside. Have a moussaka. Jesus. Or some kind of stew.
Yes, some sort of mutton something, right?
Or like a gyros or like something. Like, come on.
So then Angie and, I don't know, Vidal, whatever his name is, go out for dinner with Whitney and Justin.
Oh, God. That was the most staged dinner I think I've ever witnessed. Although I want to try the Justin Cabernet.
Okay. I just think it's just insane, isn't it? When it's like they've like she's come out in like lingerie, and the men just look like so fucking basic. It's mad. Society's mad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they talk about what crystals they're wearing.
I know. What is that? I don't understand. I don't even have one crystal. Never mind my husband.
I fully don't believe in the magic of rocks. Like, fully. Come on.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Do diamonds make you happy?
Not particularly. I'm not particularly
Oh, okay. Then my theory is blown out the water then. But no, I hear what you're saying. I'm not really a big, like, you could give me a massive crystal and I wouldn't know.
I genuinely feel like I understand. Right. I think the people who are like fucking obsessive about essential oils make more sense to me than the crystal people.
Well, no, but essential oils work.
I think at least I can smell it. It does a thing.
It's a
It wakes
tangible
me up.
thing.
Yeah. Whereas this is just a fucking rock.
Yeah.
This is just chemistry. Like, nah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
But how are we feeling about Angie just inviting herself to all of these events?
Oh no, she's a real dick.
This isn't okay.
Not okay. Absolutely not okay.
It's not acceptable. But also, before I forget, I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but I need to talk about it. Would you go to a motel that didn't have 2003 Dom Perignon?
Who would?
When I say, and she looked like a fucking crackhead with the wild hair and the eyes and so her son was sitting there. Could she have asked him about the wife? Yeah.
I would watch, I think, 7.5 hours of Mary just ringing places and seeing if they have things that she needs. I would say.
I don't care what any people are upset that Mary's back. They don't understand the point of Mary, but I tell you something. That moment there is the reason why Mary is
so funny.
Brilliant TV.
It's like, do you have food?
Yeah.
You have 2003 Dom Perignon. What do you have?
So Heather Bro won't drink the 2012. And she will only drink the 2003. Dom, there's a good decade that you fucked up, my friend.
I just think there's some slipping, right? I mean, it's just an issue. Where is the good shit? Salt. Like, I love Meredith talking to her children and they all just speak really monotone, like, oh my God, yeah, it's so cute. Are you gonna go surfing?
In the desert. And she's wearing stilettos. Why not?
Why exactly? Why not?
When you're packing, why not?
Yeah. Who doesn't? Lisa's packing her new Fendi shoes. John
really approve.
Barlow just gives. I think he needs some. I think he needs some lip fillers.
He does have. He doesn't have the same color lip as a nipple.
No, he's not matched his lip to nipple. You're right.
No,
he's missed a trick there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we go on the trip. So Whitney and Angie are already there, and even the drag queen is like, "This seems like a lot of drama."
Yeah, I love it.
She's not invited. That bad. It's fine. It's not a problem. She's just not invited.
Wasn't invited.
Why would it be a problem?
He's like, do you call drag queens he or no?
I think either is fine.
Okay. Trixie, I'm just going to use drag queen's name.
Yeah.
Trixie was like, well, I have all your cards on file so we can break shit. I love it. It's like they've seen Housewives before.
Where? That place looks fucking brilliant though.
I really want to go.
It looks so fun.
See, if we could afford to go to BravoCon, we could have hit up Palm Springs on the way.
So they go to the airport. People seem generally confused. And then Lisa loses her ring. What do you think happened? Think she's dropped it down the toilet?
I do. I think it was a toilet situation. I do. Like, so she said, like, she could feel it slipping off. First of all, why was it slipping off? Because if you left Salt Lake where it's freezing cold, so your fingers would be skinnier, right? Because you're cold. You've gone to the desert where it's warmer, so you should expand because you're swollen.
Yeah, that's just science, isn't it?
Right, so she shouldn't be slipping off anyway. And if you feel it slipping off, why are you worried about your trousers?
I do think you do things automatically, don't you? Sometimes sometimes you can't stop yourself in time.
Oh yeah, no, I do dumb shit like that all the time. Like I see myself doing it, but I still need to do it. Yeah.
And bless, what's her name? Monica. She goes in the fucking tampon bin.
In the tampon bin. Like,
I was like,
oh
that
my
is a
God.
friend, man. But she's also thinking that's 60 grand's worth of ring, isn't it? Because that's
Monica's
the first thing she's saying.
Monica has put that in the pawn shop. 100% stolen that ring. 100%.
And then the comments in the van are just
Mary's just like, you just gotta let it go.
Get over it. You still talking about it? Don't put crumbs on me.
It's my favorite.
And her being like, it's sentimental. It's just a sentimental. I'm just on the phone to the jeweler, and she's like, oh, it's so
On the phone to the
sentimental that
jeweler
you're already
straight
getting
away.
it replaced. And she's on the phone to John to get the big one.
And
What's
how
that
does she
big?
know how much her ring costs?
Because she has engineered it all. She does everything. It's all part of her image. She ordered and bought that ring.
Yeah. You should never know how much your engagement ring cost.
I
Or
don't
like
think it's
wedding
an
ring.
engagement ring, is it? I think it's a. I
Either
think
way,
it's
you
just.
should
I don't know.
know.
Yeah, but also if it's just not very classy, is it, to be talking about the value of it?
No, it's not. It's
Like either it's
like,
sentimental or it's worth a lot of money. You've got to choose one.
yeah, money talks, wealth whispers, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they said, and she was like, I think Monica and Lisa are gonna really fall out, aren't they?
Well, that's the whole point, right?
And
That's what
she's like, I don't have a £60,000 ring, you know, I don't know what 60 grand looks like. And she said, oh, you think it's fake? She's like, she wasn't saying it's fake. You're just getting like, she's sort of highlighting that you're being a dick.
Mary does.
Yeah. Whereas I think it would meet up with that.
Yeah. Fucking love Mary so much.
Are we there yet?
And that's it, right? They get to the motel. They
Yeah.
can't open the door because they don't know the code, and then they know the code, and then they go in.
Yep.
Yeah.
We shall see. Hilarity will ensue.
Indeed.
OC.
Oh, Vicky. I fucking love Vicky Gumbleton so much. Like,
You're a Vicky apologizer.
I'm not apologizing for liking Vicky. However, she falls into the category of like Mary M. Cosby and all those. But she's a dog shit for humour, but she's a fantastic housewife.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, how can you sit there and tell someone about their relationship and you don't even know who the man is?
Oh, it's just unbelievable.
Doesn't even know the man's name.
The thing is, she's like on brand in her unawareness, isn't she? Whereas Tamara is like a malicious bitch.
Oh, could you imagine having a friend like Tamara?
No.
Like, would you ever trust her with anything?
No, she's a terrible person.
Sad and unhappy with her own life that she just goes around and destroys it. And like,
and it's this thing that's, and then she's telling you that she's doing it because she cares. It's like, what sort of sociopath are you?
No. So when she tried to use the Vicky and Brooks
example analogy
of how but it didn't work because the way she was coming for Brooks in that situation with Vicky was very different to how she's coming for Jen now.
Yeah, because she's coming for Jen. She's not coming for Ryan.
She was being a friend to Vicky when she was coming for, but like you could see, I felt it in my soul. Like I would want Tamara on my side if that was me in that situation.
And it's like infected Shannon, hasn't it? Because Shannon in that first dinner where everyone's pissed off Heather and then she gives them presents, she's like coming for Jen. Like, what is the aim here?
Yeah.
When she was like, oh, am I going to find out what's in the vault? And she's like, normal relationship stuff.
So that's how it opens, right? They're at their dinner.
Yeah. And they're getting gifts and they're already monogrammed, so she has to give them the gifts.
Fucking love Heather. Yeah.
And then Shannon's just bitching about Heather and she's gone off. And then later, like it's interesting, isn't it? Between Emily and Heather, the who takes what personally and who when it's an offense to you, it's offensive, and when you're saying it to someone, it's a joke. Like, it's interesting seeing that dynamic like play out.
How do you not get offended by Snuffleupagus?
And Heather, who is like so like woke, like she's so aware of what she says.
Yeah.
Like she cannot possibly not have seen that most people don't want to be compared to a Snuffleupagus. I loved Gina's remark of being like, of course she has her best friend is an imaginary friend who can't talk back.
Gina says a couple of really good things in this episode, and I can't remember them all now. But
I do I liked it when they were saying, like, what is a snuffleupagus?
Yeah.
He's like, it's like
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Bigfoot. Dinosaur. Like, did no one watch Sesame Street as a kid?
Apparently, they're probably too old, really, aren't they, for Sesame Street?
No, Sesame Street was around when Bill Cosby wasn't a rapist. That's a
I don't
long
think that's
time ago.
proven.
No, okay.
But it was around when, like, Michael Jackson was a little boy.
Did he ever grow up?
Well, we've got into very dodgy territory.
Yeah, no, let's move on.
And then I think it's really telling because Heather's like, I was dying to tell you the story. And I'm like, that's exactly the problem. You weren't dying to tell us about your life. You were dying to say the story.
I didn't put that together, but you're 100% right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, that's what's so annoying.
That's what's upset them.
Then they go on the ATVs to the cenote.
Yes. And Emily drowns.
She doesn't drown. She just wins herself, doesn't she? Would you jump off that? That's my question.
1000%. I wouldn't even think about it.
Me too. I'd love it. It looks great.
That's the sort of shit that I do all the time.
I'm a pretty confident swimmer as well. Like, you know, like, and you're there. There's people there. You're not going to die. But it is horrible when you wind yourself like that.
Oh, 100%.
You can't catch your breath.
Yeah. If I go on like days out on boats and stuff, I'm like on the top highest deck possible. Like,
well,
trying to find.
You know, like, Dan can highboard dive.
No.
Oh my God, do you not? Oh yeah, he used to like compete.
Like flips and all sorts of shit.
Yeah. So he fucking loves any opportunity to show that off. Because now he can still do like 2, and then he'll be wrecked for a week, but he can still like pull it off. And people, and he like always walks up like, and people are like, and he like does it, and people are like, oh.
Have you seen the
go on the ATVs? Heather obviously is shit. Other people are fine. Shannon's like a chaos monster.
I could not get Shannon being Jennifer Coolidge out of my head for the whole of the day. That was it. I was done.
And then they're jumping in, and I really loved. I felt for Gina because she genuinely looked terrified.
It was the ride and then the stop. Like, why would you do that?
Everyone was like, I loved when who was she giving her stuff to, and she was like, it's like, yeah, I'll like gift you my belongings. She's like, yeah, will you give my children my cut off short?
He's so cute.
It was too funny. And then the zip wire, that looked really fun too.
I really would love to have done that.
It looked lovely.
I need to go on holiday where I can do like, oh my God.
So then we go back and Tamara's like shading Jen for her fake designer gear.
Okay, so I didn't clock it until production showed me, and I was like, oh.
But I just think it's really like, she's such a piece of shit.
Yeah, but you would though, wouldn't you? If you were Tamara.
I don't know.
Like, I don't care if you wear fake designer stuff or not. That doesn't bother me at all. I've seen some great knockoffs in like
You just
Turkey
said how you called out that girl at the camping.
I didn't call her out. I just said really loudly, but mine aren't fake.
Okay.
It's not the same. Also, we weren't friends.
Sure, okay, yeah, that's fine.
So
Vicky arrives.
The screaming.
God, can you imagine?
Shannon looked genuinely so happy, and that's the first time I've seen Shannon happy, I think, the whole season.
I know, it's sad, wasn't it?
It was really sad. And I love the fact that Vicky was like, I have to ask Linda. Do you remember Linda?
Yeah.
I love Linda. With a headset. Do you remember when they had the level walls in the office and she would talk about the smell?
She could talk about that to Heather with her new suede doors.
Oh, yes. Different smell, though.
It's a different smell.
Suede doesn't smell as good as leather.
Especially after someone's cooked in that kitchen. Though I bet no one will ever cook in that kitchen.
No.
So they go to dinner. We see a bit of a like snapshot of the other things they've done. We talk about how Vicky doesn't like Gina and Emily twists it. She's like, I think she's our biggest fan. She knows what we're doing all the time.
I don't think that that's
Yeah, I think Vicky's definitely interested, isn't she?
Definitely. Vicky's just upset with anyone who's taken her position.
Yeah, she hates young people.
She
And Gina hasn't really had a job, has she? Like she loves to shout about whether you've had a job, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Then they go. There's quite a lot of there was quite a lot of content that wasn't really covered, was there? Like they went to the spa, they went to the water park, they went to Cirque du Soleil.
The water park looked so much fun.
Didn't it?
I wouldn't have done the one that Tamra did though, where she said all the water went up her ass. That looks. I've done one like that before, and I genuinely thought I was going to go over the sides. Like there's something immensely terrifying about water slides that you don't get from like a roller coaster.
Yeah, I think it's the drowning.
No, it's because you're strapped into a roller coaster.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
A water slide, it's like gravity only.
You end up with bruises if you go to a water park, don't you? Absolutely.
Yeah. You shoot off the end, you fly through the air,
you bash into stuff.
You don't know where you're
going
to land.
All on the elbow, and you manage to get friction burns even though you're in the water.
How is that possible? And I feel like
understand, when there's a wave pool and they make the bottom really like abrasive.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Apparently it's an anti-slip thing.
But why? It's supposed to be, it's water. Don't do that. It just means you're like hamburger in your ass, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway. Then we have the conversation, don't we? They go home, they play Truth or Dare.
Oh God.
Vicky ostensibly doesn't know how Truth or Dare works.
No.
She's like, let me tell you some fucking truth. Like, that's not really the premise.
We're supposed to know about you. And what I felt bad was because Jen said, let someone else ask you a question because I don't know you that well. And then she just proceeds
and she's like, let me fucking annihilate your life. Oh, okay. All right then.
And I thought the realest moment I've ever seen from Heaven to Bro was the conversation after that when her, Gina and Emily were talking. And Gina was like, why is she
not pissed?
Why is she not pissed? And then Heather was like, she never is. Like, that's the first time I've seen something real ever come out of Heather.
Yeah. She's just like, nah, she knows it all. This is just her life.
Yeah.
I really liked, there were some good moments of Taylor. Like, she's not bringing a lot, but what she does do is very funny.
I love Taylor.
And when they're like, she was like, everyone needs to go to bed. They nearly set the bed on fire, the room on fire. And she's like, I am the only responsible one. And she's like dabbing things out. And she's like, I thought it was my hair or whoever's hair is stitched into my head.
That was fantastic. But I thought she just came over and picked everything up and just put it in the ice bucket.
Put it in the ice bucket. It was great though. I was like, that's excellent. In a crisis, she's not the worst person to be with.
Because everyone would be looking for water.
There you go.
No one would ever think to use the ice bucket.
Perfect.
Yeah, genius. Absolute genius.
Lifesaver, basically.
Yeah.
And then they go to the private cabana again. I was like, oh, it looks so good.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Heather's on the champs at like 9 a.m. That guy, the twins. She said that they're twins.
Yeah. And then they have to tell him to stop the class because it's too much.
They're like, mate, we're not actually going to exercise. Fuck off.
When I was on holiday in Tunisia, there was like water aerobics every day, and I was like looking at these people like, why are you doing this? Can I have a beer, please?
She was like, and who was it? It was like, we're not training for the Olympics.
I know. It looked.
This is the thing. They're all like, oh, we're all gym bunnies, and I'm like, you can't have a one fucking aerobics class. But I suppose they had a skinful of tequila.
They did, but also it's in water. There's like an added like weight pressure situation.
No, I think it makes it easier.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think you've got less gravity.
I know. All the old people do it in my gym.
Yeah, because it's easier for you. It's more gentle. low impact. That's what I'm trying to say.
Low impact, right?
Low
okay.
impact.
Yeah.
I thought it was sad when Shannon is like feeling very self-conscious and Emily's like, I think it's because John says negative things about her.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That really.
Yeah, that hit home, didn't it?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's not nice. And then they go for lunch.
And then Tamara is a cunt.
Tamara's just like an absolute cunt, isn't she?
Yeah.
And she
really
shouts
horrible.
at Jen that she ruined her family.
Yeah, that's too far.
I was like, and everyone is like, whoa. Shannon, Heather, Gina, everyone's just like, nah.
It sounded as though, like, from what we understand of what happened with Jen, it was like her marriage was basically over, but Ryan helped her see that she needed to leave.
It doesn't matter if it's true. Don't tell people that. That's not nice.
No. Especially in a group in front of other people.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah. And she's like, that's the thing. She's like, you keep saying you want to be my friend and we don't want to do this. And then you keep saying this horrible shit. And she's like, I know all the gory details. Why are you going around fishing for the girl that he fucked and trying to find out information and all this? Just why? Yeah. Like, and she hits the nail on the head. She's like, you're only relevant through me. Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. And yeah, she's like, oh, I don't like you with him. It's like, well, then don't fucking like me then. Piss off. Yeah, like there's not really any, like, there's no. The thing is, in this situation, there's no winning, is it? You either you get on or you get out. Like, you get on board with it and you have to suck it up and like him, or you have to not be there because otherwise you're just going to upset everybody. Yeah. Sad. It's loaded, it's like heavy. Yeah. I feel really bad for Jen. But Jen is coming across so well. Like, I think she's super what naive, every housewife should have at their first season, though. Yeah. She's getting on with everyone. She's not butting heads with the OGs. She's not trying to come in strong and too hot. She's standing her own. She's having her own opinion and she's putting all of her shit out there. And I think that's incredible. And I think the problem with Tamara is I think Tamara's seeing that. And I think Tamara's really threatened by her. She's really threatened by her. And I don't think that any of this would have come out if Jen hadn't gone to the first group event and got on with everybody. Yeah. If she'd have come, I think she thought she might have been a little wallflower. Yeah, or started shit with people and created her own drama. But because Jen, like, is likable. Yeah, I think that's why Tamara's now trying something. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, I'm just thoroughly jealous that everyone got to be in all those places. I know, it was a good week for housewife trips, wasn't it? Some nice coloured water, wasn't there, in all those places? Yeah. Well. All right, well, on that note. That's fine, you know. People are allowed to go on holiday, I suppose. Oh. You're going to France soon, so, like, relax. I am, yeah. It's like 5 weeks. Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck, is that how quick half term is? Jesus. Yeah. But he just got him into school. What do you mean I have to take him out again for another week? Don't. The emotional labour of getting them into school. Good God. Oh. All right, guys. I appreciate you listening to my snotty self. I think you really rallied. I think you did well. Give yourself a clap. Appreciate it. Well done, you've survived. and you listening, well done, you've survived. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I think it's time you go to bed. I agree. I wonder if your husband's ever going to come home. I don't care if he does at this point. Night, everyone. We'll catch you next week. We'll see how you're getting on. In the meantime, tell your friends, tell your co-workers, tell everyone you know. Listen, rate, follow, subscribe, all the things. We love hearing from you. We'll speak to you soon. Bye. Ciao. Right.